as late as 1773, Paul Revere makes a pair of gunner's calipers for a British artillery officer. So he's still a businessman. He's still trying to support his family. And everyone is dancing around this notion of revolution and what it means. But starting in 1773, after the Tea Party, Revere becomes the key express rider. John Adams says of him, "Mr. Revere will bring you the news," which means when Revere shows up in Philadelphia or New York, you can trust him. He's got the right information. By 1775, the British troops are in Boston, cleaning their boats and doing short marches, and everyone thinks, okay, they're going to go to Concord and try to steal the gunpowder that's out there, and basically make it impossible for there to be a rebellion of any kind. And then finally, the Patriots get information that it's going to be the evening of April 18th that the British troops are going to move. So Revere is called in by Dr. Joseph Warren. He had earlier that evening called in William Dawes and sent him by a land route, a longer land route. Revere's given the assignment to ride to Lexington and talk to Hancock and Adams. They had prearranged this wonderful lantern signal, 1 if by land and 2 if by sea. It turns out the British troops are going by water. So Revere goes home and says goodbye to his wife. She doesn't know if she's going to see him again. She has a house full of children, 7 children, and she's essentially in an occupied city, occupied by British troops. So Revere goes down to the waterfront. He's rowed by 2 friends across to Charlestown. He borrows a horse and rides off. He's ridden a short way and he runs into a British patrol, and he eludes them by changing direction quickly. He alerts people along the way by going to the doors and letting people know that there are British patrols out. He gets to Lexington around 12:30, talks to Hancock and Adams, suggests that they leave. Dawes arrives. The 2 of them continue on. They ride a little ways. They run into Samuel Prescott. And shortly after that, they run into a British patrol. And the soldiers come at them. Dawes goes one direction, gets away. Prescott goes another direction. And Revere is actually captured. They put a gun to his head. They threaten him. Revere says, well, there's going to be 500 men to meet you. Of course, he's lying. There aren't going to be 500 men on the Lexington Green. Suddenly, in the distance, they hear a musket volley. What actually was happening, we believe, is that as the Minutemen were assembling in the taverns, they had to clear their muskets before they went inside. And so they all shot off a volley. British soldiers get nervous. They decide, okay, we got to get moving. So they take Revere's horse from him, and Revere is left to walk back to Lexington. He does that and is astonished to find that Hancock and Adams are still there. And he is ordered to go and get a trunk of important papers that need to be brought out of town. And as that is happening, the British troops enter Lexington, and the shots are fired on the green. Revere is not involved in that, but he's close enough to hear it. The first skirmish in the Revolution. I have this vision of not just Revere, but all of the people who rode that night and fought that morning. And finally, after years, were able to beat the British and create this wonderful country.